So 3 years ago, I packed up my life in Chicago, the winters, the traffic, the state income tax, and moved my family to Southwest Florida. I didn't just move here. I finance homes here every single day for people doing exactly what I did. So if you're sitting up in Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, anywhere in the Midwest wondering, is now actually a good time to buy in Southwest Florida? This is the video. No fluff, inventory, rates, what it actually costs to live here, and a few things nobody puts in the brochure. All right, so quick intro, guys, if you're new here. I'm Joe DeMarco with Loans by DeMarco. I've been a loan officer for over 22 years. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I specialize in exactly the kind of financing people relocating to Florida actually need. Conventional, FHA, VA, and non-QM programs for self-employed buyers and retirees living off investments. So let's get into it. Let's start with the question I get the most. Is there anything to buy down there, or is it all overpriced and gone in a day? Guys, here's the honest answer. The market, it has shifted, and it's shifting again. Coming out of 2025, Southwest Florida had a real buyer's market. Inventory built up, homes sat longer, and sellers were negotiating. That gave buyers leverage for the first time in years. But that window, it's closing. And as of this spring, active listings across the region, they were down close to 20% year over year in months of supply, which tells you how long it takes to sell through everything on the current market. Compressed from nearly 11 months down to under 8. Listen, pending sales are up double digits. Translation, buyers who sat on the sidelines waiting for price to crash are starting to see that moment pass, especially on well-priced move-in homes. It's not uniform though, right? So Naples still has the deepest inventory and the most negotiating room, especially in that luxury and condo space. Cape Coral had the steepest correction of any market in the region, and it's now tightening pretty quick. Fort Myers, Estero, and Bonita Springs, they sit kind of right in between. So the practical takeaway, if you're serious about relocating in the next 6 to 12 months, this is the window that actually shop with some leverage. But it's not wide open anymore, guys. Pricing and condition matter more than they did 2 years ago, and homes that are priced right are getting multiple showings and offers. So now let's talk about rates, because I know that's the other thing that keep people, guessing and sleepless at night. As of right now, a 30-year fixed conventional loan is sitting right around that 6.5%. 15-year fixed is closer to 5.9. And if you're a veteran or active duty, and I don't mean this, don't skip past it, VA loans are noticeably lower, closer to 6.1% with zero down payment required. So if you serve, that's real money on the table. Here's what that means in dollars. On a $400,000 loan, you're looking at roughly $2,500 a month in principal and interest at today's rates. That number feels heavy compared to 2021. I get it, but two things I tell every Midwest client. One, rates in the mid-sixes are still below the long-run historical average. This isn't the anomaly 2021 was. And two, you're not marrying the rate, you're marrying the payment. If rates drop later, we refinance. If they don't, you're still building equity instead of paying a landlord's mortgage. And if you're self-employed or you're a retiree pulling income from investment accounts instead of W-2s, that's exactly where the non-QM and asset-based programs I work with come in. Those didn't exist in this form 10 years ago, and they let a lot of relocating borrowers qualify who'd otherwise be stuck and couldn't do so. Now here's the part I actually love talking about, because the numbers only tell half the story. No state income tax. If you're coming from Illinois, Ohio, or Wisconsin, that alone could be thousands of dollars a year back in your pocket. Money that helps offset a higher mortgage payment more than people expect. Then there's the obvious one. The winters are just gone. I'm not going to pretend I miss scraping ice off windshields or shoveling driveways in February. Year-round outdoor living can actually, you can enjoy in your house. The lanai, the pool, the boat, if you're in a canal, community. Golf, 300 plus days a year. But I'm going to be straight with you because that's who I am on this channel. It's not all upside down here. And anybody who tells you it isn't really being honest or straight with you. Homeowners insurance and flood insurance are a big cost here, higher than most Midwest buyers are used to, and they need to be built into your budget from a day one, not discovered at closing. Condos and HOA communities have gone through real changes in reserve requirements and assessments since the Surfside collapse. So if you're looking at a condo, we need to dig into the association's financials, not just the unit itself. In hurricane season, it's a real thing you need to plan around, not a headline that you kind of ignore. I'd rather you hear that from me now than get surprised by it in a couple of months should you decide to move down here. There's a few things I see over and over with clients coming from up north. If you're an active or retired military, look hard at the VA loan and Florida's Hometown Heroes program before you assume you need 20% down. Most people, they don't. If you're self-employed or a business owner relocating remotely, don't assume traditional underwriting is your only option. We have bank statement and asset-based programs exist specifically for people like you. And listen, guys, get pre-approved before you fly down to look at homes. Southwest Florida moves fast enough right now that showing up without a real pre-approval in hand puts you behind buyers who have one and are ready to make serious offers. So, is now the right time to buy in Southwest Florida? Listen, if you're financially ready and the lifestyle is calling you, the honest answer is the leverage you had years ago isn't fading, but it hasn't disappeared. And rates in the sixes combined with no state income tax still pencil out better than people expect once you actually run the numbers. So that's exactly what I do. I run the real numbers for your specific situation, not a generic calculator. Listen, drop a comment with where you're relocating from or click the link below and let's talk through what a move to Southwest Florida might actually look like for you and your family. All right, guys, listen, I'm Joe DeMarco with Loans by DeMarco. I'll see you in the next video.